I can see my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight.
Treatment, no question. So we just need to collect evidence of that. So if no evidence, then we can't do anything, because we all know the immigration department will only trust the employer. So we definitely need evidence. We need to collect evidence to help ourselves. Like if you have like instant noodles and eggs only every day, then take pictures of your daily meal, send it to PLU, like report to your PLU friends every day. Then maybe after 1 month, then you have enough evidence.
What if like that's proving and then the contract will be terminated? The question now is, can they process here or they have to go while waiting for them?
Can we discuss that later, because we have our labor rights? Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, because this was the winter of the,
We can discuss now, I think.
About the labor rights.
It's connected.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think what the policy now is like, and how the government's attitude is really not in our favor. So they even put in the COP that the agency shouldn't induce workers to prematurely terminate your contract. So they ask the agency to stop you from breaking your contract, and they don't care what the reason is. Like it could be like a bad employer, but they don't really care right now. So that's the reality. We can only try. In the law, it really says in the immigration department's published policy, it says that ill treatment is the reason. And then in the law, there is this thing called constructive dismissal. I think I talked about it with some of you before, but some of you don't know yet. Let's talk about it now. There's this thing called constructive dismissal.
There's a black pen. Walang ink yun sa wala pa yung switch na process.
We looked at this.
Kasi lang. Ayaw mo na.
Actually, it really is part of part 2, but let's talk about it because we're here already. When you terminate your contract, usually So first thing is that worker and the employer both have equal rights under the employment ordinance to terminate the contract two ways. One is with notice, like you give 1 month's notice and you work for 1 month, or you pay the other person 1 month's salary, and then you can leave immediately. So either the employer terminate you and give you money and then ask you to go, or you give money to the employer for 1 month, and then you can leave immediately. So what you can do to each other is supposed to be the same. And then another situation under the law, under the employment ordinance, which allows you to leave immediately without paying, is called constructive dismissal. So there are 3 main situations where you can leave immediately and you don't actually have to pay the employer anything. And you don't have to give 1 month's notice. That's when first, if you fear that there will be physical danger, like by violence or disease, so that's kind of physical abuse. Like maybe the employer is shouting at you every day and saying they're almost hitting you but haven't. That still can count as fear of physical danger, I think. And then
What happened? Shortcut?
No internet.
Oh, the internet, okay.
okay, all right, back here. And then second is ill treatment. So we talked about ill treatment just now. It could be like lack of food, poor accommodation, what else? Like lack of rest. Those are all ill treatment. And then, or if they don't pay you for 1 month, more than a month, then these are all situations you can just leave immediately. And you really, under the law, you don't have to pay the employer 1 month's payment in lieu of notice, and you don't have to give notice. So that's the legal protection for people who are facing these situations. And so going back to the job hopping accusation, I would say that if anyone faces these situations, then they really should leave and they need to report to the labor department immediately. If you have never reported the problem to the police or the labor department or any authority, and then you try to renew your visa, then, I mean, to change your employer, then it's very unlikely that you will get your visa renewed. Because they would say you have no evidence. You can't just, because the immigration department, again, they will trust the employer and not you. And so they will say that, oh, that's only what you write in your application. But you never report it to the police or the labor department, and then the employer would also say something like, oh, the worker is lazy and blah, blah, blah. That's always what they say. And then the immigration would just say that, oh, we don't think it's a case of ill treatment, so this is job hopping, you're just looking for a better place. Although that's your right, like that's everyone's right. But the reality is that the immigration department right now, the Hong Kong government right now, does not allow that.
Yeah. So you mean that recording or making a daily diary, taking pictures is really very important in our daily work, especially when we are in
abusive situation. So firstly, definitely write diaries, take pictures, videos, send messages to your friends. That's the basic, the minimum. And then we are talking about changing employer in Hong Kong and asking for a new visa without finishing the contract, the first contract, then I would say another thing you really have to do is to report to the Labor Department and the police of all these.
For the immigration, because I am really is something that can
And the only thing because so should report to the immigration every time, or just the time that she is going to leave the employer's house. Is that valid? Like, okay, sorry. Again, for example, there is how many times should report to the police? Is it every time, or every time that she needs to, or by the time that she is going to leave the employer?
If it's abuse,
Yes.
then I think immediately to the police. Like, don't wait. If there's like physical abuse or sexual harassment or abuse,
Yes.
then we shouldn't wait at all.
For example, I took a picture for the 1 month that I'm eating instant noodles, then I can record it after a month.
If it's like ill treatment, like no abuse, no, because abuse could be criminal, then that's when the police intervene, right? But if it's a food problem, or if the worker is sleeping in the kitchen, then the police would not deal with it. So that's not what you report to the police. But I think that's something you should report to the Labor Department. I think as soon as you think you have enough evidence, then report to the Labor Department.
Because I handled one case that I used the constructive dismissal. I don't know, because it was so urgent, so that's why I just made a letter. Who will make the letter, like to that we consider this as constructive dismissal? Because one time that she reported, I asked them to report it to the police, and then but the employer she brought her to the Labor Department, or accusing her because she didn't want to pay the 1 month of disability because she put down on the spot. And then the employer wanted her to pay. But because the employer is abusing her, like asking to work 3 o'clock in the morning, and then staying out during the day off, there is a time, even though she's at the door, there is a time that one time she's going to get in, like for example, 11:59 p.m., even though she's there already for 9 o'clock, she has to wait until that time and then she can go in. So that's because it's very urgent. Midnight, I made a letter because I know the story. I made